before we get to see new stuff added to Warframe, let's discuss first an old but gold frame, SARYN, the Queen of Spores, the Toxic Queen, or whatever you call her. We all can agree that when we talk about her, we talk about murdering a horde of enemies in one room, in just a couple of seconds. We talk about nuke them all builds, and, in this video, I will try to share my Nuke Queen SARYN build, which is not only powerful, but also helpful in terms of farming platinum. But before we get into those details, I would just like to announce that my 2000 platinum giveaway is still up for grabs. If you haven't joined yet, then simply write your in-game name on the comment box below, along with the platform you are playing, and tell me how you like to play SARYN. I will announce the winner on my next video, so be sure to go to the comment box right after you watch this video. Okay, let's get started. So what abilities do we need to focus on building a Nuke Queen SARYN? There's two: Spores and Miasma. The Spores are her main nuking ability, while her Miasma supports your Spores. Now, Miasma doesn't spread Spores. What it does is, possibly kill those enemies infected by your Spores, which results to your first ability being spread to other enemies. Remember that one requirement to spread Spores is by killing an infected enemy, and Miasma can do this job, because it does deal 400% more bonus damage to those enemies affected by Spores. That's why sometimes, you see your Spore damage count ramps up when you cast Miasma. It did not pop the Spores, but possibly, you have killed an enemy with your Miasma. Aside from killing infected enemies, Spores can be spread by hitting enemies with your weapon while Toxic Clash is active. So basically, this is the main purpose of this ability for a Nuke SARYN, and it's beneficial for you to always keep this ability active. Your Mold ability can also help you spread Spores, but the condition is not that reliable, as enemies need to be killed by its explosion damage. It can be done in low-level missions like in Star Chart, but it's close to almost impossible when dealing with high-level enemies. However, this doesn't mean that Mold is useless for a Nuke SARYN. It may not help you nuke enemies, but it does provide a good amount of survivability to your SARYN, because of its ability to gather aggro, and give you health regen if you decided to equip regenerative Molt on your build. The principle in building a Nuke SARYN is pretty simple. You just need a lot of range, so you can spread the Spores frequently. Power strength would be the second choice, and then efficiency would be nice also, if you have some extra slot for it. Why no duration? It's because Spores does not benefit from duration mods anymore. If you are building a Nuke SARYN, you should focus more on getting enough power strength to ramp up your Spore damage counter fast. Yes, duration may affect her other abilities, but not by a large margin. It may be personal preference to not put duration mods on my Nuke SARYN, but let me explain first why I choose not to. Simply because I have the means to use all of SARYN's abilities whenever I needed to, with the help of Hunter Adrenaline. This mod does give me the energy I need to cast SARYN's abilities. In fact, I don't need energy mods also for this build, as the energy refund is sufficient enough to cast all 4 abilities. Now, as you can see, I have some survivability mods on this build, simply because this is more of a solo build, meant to farming the Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, Regenerative Molt, Adaptation, plus these Umbral mods, gives me that extra chunk of survivability, to go until Zone 8 on Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. For very long survival runs, I usually camp with SARYN, and go for a max range. Then efficiency and power strength setup. I don't usually go for any survivability mods, as enemies will just one-shot you when their level scales beyond 100+. It's better to use weapons like the Zenistar, or rely on your team, when it comes to survivability, and just focus on what SARYN do best, and that is DPS. Okay, long survival SARYN video will be later. Let's focus first in helping you get as much platinum as you can, as you will definitely need it with all the good stuff coming really soon. So basically, SARYN can be a good farmer frame, and will help you get lots of platinum, by doing the Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. She is the Queen of Sanctuary Onslaught in my honest opinion, and, with the first nuke build I've shown you earlier, you can farm all those rare stuff in this mission, which you can sold for a hefty amount of platinum. To make it simple, what you need to do is, do at least Zone 8 of Elite Sanctuary Onslaught and repeat the process. Zone 8 is the optimal because, it's Rotation C, wherein you have the chance to gain those rare Vandal parts, peculiar mods, and Radiant Axxi relics. Okay, settle down. I know that RNG may be a bitch sometimes, and probably, you will be entering this dungeon for a couple of times before you can get them, but remember that Elite Sanctuary Onslaught also yields Radiant relics, which you can use to get prime parts, and sell them for platinum later. But that's not all. Using a NUKE SARYN in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught is quite good when it comes to focus farming. You will definitely max out that daily focus cap in no time while farming for those stuff in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. Now, I did release a video a couple of months ago, telling people that Sanctuary Onslaught is one of the best way to level up your frames and weapons really fast, and that is with the help of SARYN. For those of you who are wondering what's the reason why one SARYN would even help out 310er with rank 0 frames and weapons, well, here's your answer. The normal Sanctuary Onslaught may not yield those peculiar and vandal parts, but it's still a good mission to farm relics, so that's it. I hope that you find this video informative. If you did, please do give me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.